I thought I had gotten away with it. That the lies, the deceit, everything would fade into the past, forgotten. But I was wrong, dead wrong. I had betrayed him, my husband, the man who had given me everything. It was supposed to be just a small escape, just a fleeting thrill. But I didn't expect him to see through it, to know, to make me feel the weight of my choices in a way I never could have imagined. What he did next shattered everything I thought I knew about him and about myself. Let me take you back a few months. My marriage had always been comfortable, predictable even. I loved him, but somewhere along the way, I felt like I was suffocating. The excitement had gone, and I started to believe that there was more out there for me. That's when he came into the picture, Tom. It wasn't supposed to be anything serious, just a fling. One night, a distraction from my humdrum life. I convinced myself it didn't matter. After all, I was still going home to my husband, still playing my part. At least that's what I told myself every time I felt the guilt gnawing at me. I told myself it was just sex, that it didn't mean anything, that it wasn't real. But with every stolen moment, every whispered secret, I was sinking deeper into a lie. It wasn't long before the weight of my actions began to show. Little things started happening. The way my husband looked at me, the way he asked questions that felt too pointed. I tried to play it cool, pretend like everything was fine, but I could feel his gaze on me, like he was waiting for something. Then one night, it happened. He came home late from work, just like any other evening. But there was something different in the air. The tension felt thicker, like a storm waiting to break. He sat across from me at the dinner table. His eyes, they were searching, but I couldn't read them. I thought I was being paranoid, but deep down, I knew. He knew. He didn't say a word at first, just watched me quietly. I felt my pulse quicken, my chest tightening. But still, I stayed silent. And then he spoke. I know what you've been doing. I know everything. I froze. I thought I could lie my way out of it, but I couldn't. His eyes told me everything. It was as if he could see right through me. I tried to deny it at first. I told him he was mistaken, that he was imagining things. But the look in his eyes told me he wasn't. He knew.
I could see the panic in her eyes as the words hit the air. She wasn't prepared for this. She thought she had hidden everything, everything. The affair, the lies, the moments I should have never known about. But the truth is, I had known for a while. I didn't need proof. I could see it in the way she moved, the way she looked at me, the way her phone screen would quickly turn off when I walked into a room. But I wasn't going to confront her immediately. No. I needed her to think she was safe, to believe that the walls she'd built around herself would stay intact. I needed her to believe that I was still the man she thought she knew. When she tried to deny it, I stayed calm. No yelling, no threats. I just let her squirm in the silence, knowing that deep down, she knew the truth had already settled between us. Then I did something I knew would break her. I pulled out the file I had kept for weeks. I'd been gathering the evidence in silence, every text, every phone record, every detail of the affair. I'd even tracked down Tom's address and had a few conversations of my own, making sure that I knew everything there was to know. I wasn't going to let her lie to me any longer. I placed the file on the table between us and opened it slowly, letting her see the truth laid bare in front of her. She gasped, and for the first time I saw the weight of guilt crashing down on her, as if all the lies she'd lived with were now being suffocated by their own gravity. "This is everything," I said, my voice steady, almost calm. "You think I didn't know, but I've known for a long time." She looked at me like she was seeing me for the first time, her face drained of color. I could feel the tension in the room, the thick air of betrayal hanging between us, but I didn't need to raise my voice. I didn't need to scream or yell. I simply let the silence do its work, let her realize the depth of her actions, let her feel the weight of her choices. What she didn't know was that I had already planned my next move. I didn't need to punish her with anger or spite. The truth was the punishment. And I wasn't done yet. As she stood there, speechless and broken, I watched her crumble. And that's when I delivered the final blow. I had already sent everything, every detail, every message to her family, to her closest friends, to everyone who needed to know. I didn't do it out of revenge. No, I did it to make her face the consequences of her actions. I didn't want her to run from this. I wanted her to sit in it, to understand that nothing would ever be the same again. She thought she could live with the guilt. She thought she could go on pretending. But I made sure she never could. No matter where she went, no matter how much time passed, she would always carry this with her, her secret exposed for everyone to see. And in the end, she wasn't the only one who suffered. Because while she was left to pick up the pieces of her shattered life, I remained untouched. I had already won.